Recipes are a great way to automate processes that you frequently use. They are custom workflows that allow you to send emails or create tasks based on events that happen in your company. They are triggered after specific actions occur in Sage HR. System administrators can add and manage the recipes for a company. Let's take a look at how to create a new recipe and how to activate them. To navigate to your recipe settings, click on your name on the right and select Settings. From here, select the recipe option from the menu on the left. From here, you can build a new recipe by clicking on Add Recipe, or you can manage your existing recipes. Let's start by building our first recipe. Let's create a recipe that will send an email automatically informing the direct manager when they have a new employee starting soon. We'll give the recipe a name. This helps us as a system administrator manage our existing recipes. We'll now define our event, in this case, when an employee record has been created. Then we'll specify what action, either send an email or create a task, the system needs to take when the event occurs. In this case, it will send an email to the direct manager who will need to know the new joiner will be starting soon. As our action is an email, we can now stipulate what the email will say. Start by populating the email subject. And then simply type the email you want to send to the direct manager when they have a new starter joining. You can use the variables below your template to add personalized information in the email body, such as the employee's name and their actual start date. You can then choose if the recipe applies to the whole company, which is the default, or if it applies only to a specific team, location, or specific employee. Once you're happy with your choice, you can save your recipe. It's worth noting that some recipes will have custom conditions, like this one, where we send some pre-joining instructions to an employee based on their start date. Custom conditions allow you to choose how many days before or after you would like to send the event. In this case, you have 4 options: before, exactly before, after, and exactly after. Now let's explore the difference between before and exactly before. If we were to choose to send it exactly 10 days before the employee's start date and the employee was starting on the 15th of the month, the email would be sent on the 5th of the month. If the company hires the employee on the 6th of the month to start on the 15th of the month, the email with the joining instruction would not be sent with this option, as their details would be captured 9 days before their start date and the recipe would only be triggered exactly 10 days before. A better alternative to use in this situation would be simply 10 days before, as if the action date is in the past, on the same day, it will trigger the email. After and exactly after work in the same way. Once you've saved your recipe, it'll be active in your list. You can see which of your recipes are active by looking for the green dot next to their name. You can pause your recipe, which will halt the emails or tasks associated with it. If a recipe is paused, the dot next to its name will turn red, which indicates the recipe is inactive. If you would like to reactivate the recipe, simply click the play icon. If you would like to amend an existing recipe, then click on the name of your recipe or use the arrows on the right to expand the recipe, and then make the changes that you want. Once you're happy with your changes, click on Update Recipe. You can also send a test email. To do this, enter the mail that you would like to send the test email to, and click on Send. You'll notice that a test email does not count the number of times a recipe is baked. You also have the option to duplicate a recipe or to delete it. Every time a recipe is baked, in other words, every time the trigger occurs and an email or task is sent, it will add to the number to the right of its name. By clicking on this, you can view what has been sent and to whom for all of your recipes.